It's been 17 years since the release of SiN episodes Emergence, the sequel to 1998 first-person shooter SiN. It was planned as the first episode of a 9-part series, which unfortunately never came to be. The idea to release the game episodically was quite a novelty back in 2006, long before Telltale had started to implement this format in their adventure games. The series was planned to be distributed using a new platform called Steam, which had only a handful of games back then. However, shortly after the release of the first game, developer studio Ritual Entertainment was acquired by another studio, and after the departure of several key employers, the future development has been postponed indefinitely. The game is still available for purchase in Steam, and the official website is still up and running. However, it wasn't updated for years, and the episodes page is still saying coming soon, though the project has been abandoned completely. I have played this game on release and I like it a lot, and now I have decided to check how it holds after all these years and if it's worth recommending for players who never heard about this game before. So, let's take a look. And the first thing that we see is this horrible font in the main menu, which is really strange to see nowadays. Go into the options, you can see that it's quite similar to Half-Life 2 or Counter-Strike Source, and that is because SiN episode uses Source engine. Video settings thankfully allow to run the game in widescreen format with a resolution up to 4K and provide the choice between full screen and windowed mode. The game also has flexible difficulty settings and additional options for hardcore mode, as well as intro skip, which are unlocked after beating the game once. Graphically, the game is what you would expect from early Source engine games, and it still looks decent even after 17 years. Facial animation is not as good as Half-Life 2, and characters' eyes are sometimes doing strange things, but for 2006, it's alright. Overall, the game feels a lot like Half-Life 2, the physics interactions are the same, you can pick up stuff and throw it, you can blow up barrels, and shooting is very similar as well. Sometimes the game uses physics-based puzzles, and overall gameplay is quite fun. Enemy AI is not very smart, but sometimes they do funny things like kicking the barrel into your face, and if you come close, they will headbutt you, which is a nice little detail. Performance-wise, the game runs brilliantly. There are seemingly no compatibility issues playing on Windows 10, and I was getting around 300 FPS on 3070 in 1080p. The great thing is that you don't need any mods or specific settings to run this game, just change the resolution and that's all, you're ready to go. Now to mention a couple things I didn't like. First is the healing system. The game was developed before auto-healing became mainstream, so you have your usual hit points and there are 3 ways to heal. Using stations similar to Half-Life 2, pick up health items and also shooting healing canisters. The problem is that it takes way too long for your health to regenerate, and sometimes you need to just stand and wait for several seconds, which ruins the pace in my opinion. Another negative thing is the fact that the game doesn't have a flashlight, so it's really hard to see where to go in dark places, even on the highest brightness setting. Of course, it's not a showstopper, but it's just a weird thing to see nowadays. So, would I recommend this game to someone who has never heard about it or played it before? Absolutely. It's a short game with a good action and visuals. Playthrough takes about 2-3 hours, so you can finish the game in one sitting. It was designed as one episode of many after all. It still holds very well, even after almost 2 decades, so if you don't know what game to pick for a small price, this one would be a very good choice.
Oh, Blade. You think I'm such a naughty, naughty girl.